If Excel refuses to sort and mentions merge cells, you're not stuck. You're just dealing with a layout choice that blocks data tools. Sorting needs each row to be a clean, consistent set of cells. Merge cells break that grid, so Excel can't reliably move rows without scrambling the sheet. The good news is you can fix it fast and still keep the same visual look. The key is separating how it looks from how it's structured. You'll unmerge for structure, then rebuild the layout with safer formatting. That means center across selection, alignment, and a few simple fill tricks. You'll also learn how to find every merge cell at once, so nothing hides. And if you inherited a template with lots of merges, there's a quick workflow to clean it without retyping. By the end, you'll be able to sort, filter, and pivot without Excel complaining, while your sheet still looks like a polished report. Next step. Let's make the problem concrete. Sorting is a row operation. Excel expects each row to have one value per column, lined up like a table. A merged cell is one cell pretending to be several. When Excel tries to move a row, it can't decide what to do with a merged block that spans multiple rows or columns. That's why you get messages like, to do this, all merged cells need to be the same size. Even if the merges look consistent, one odd merge somewhere can break the entire sort. Filtering and copying ranges can fail for the same reason. This is also why pivot tables and structured tables hate merged cells. The core issue is not your data, it's the grid integrity. Once you restore a clean grid, Excel's tools work normally again. Then you can rebuild the report look using formatting that doesn't damage the grid. Next step. Before you unmerge anything, protect yourself from two common surprises. First, unmerging keeps only the top left value. If a merged block contains text, that's fine. But if someone typed different values into the merged area over time, only one survives. Second, unmerging can change row height perception because wrapped text may reflow. So do a quick safety step. Save a copy of the file or duplicate the sheet. Then identify what kind of merges you have. Header merges across columns are usually safe to replace with center across selection. Merges used as section labels are also easy to handle. The risky ones are merges inside the data body, especially spanning multiple rows. Those often hide missing values that should be filled down. Once you know where merges live, the fix becomes predictable instead of scary. Next step. Now find every merged cell quickly. The fastest method is using Find. Open Find, go to Options, then choose Format. In the Format settings, pick Alignment and check Merge Cells. Then run Find All. You'll get a list of every merged cell location. This matters because merges are often scattered far away, like a title area, a hidden column, or a footer. Another approach is selecting the entire sheet and using Go To Special for formats, but Find is usually more direct for merges. Once you have the list, you can jump to the problem areas and decide what to do. If your goal is sorting a specific table, focus on merges inside that table range first. Excel doesn't care if a decorative title is merged above the table, unless it's included in the sort selection. So part of the fix is also selecting the correct range. Next step. Here's the fastest unmerge workflow when you just need sorting to work. First, select only the table area you plan to sort. Don't grab the whole sheet if you don't need to. Then use Unmerge Cells. At this point, your data grid is technically clean, but it may have blanks where merges used to imply repeated labels. That's normal. Next, fill those blanks in a controlled way. A common pattern is a category label merged down several rows. After unmerge, the label sits in the first row and the rows below are blank. Sorting will separate them unless you fill down. The clean fix is to select the column, select blanks, and fill them with the value above. Once values are repeated explicitly, sorting becomes reliable and your dataset becomes analysis ready. Next step. Let's talk about the fill down step, because it's where most people accidentally change data. The goal is to copy the visible label into the blank cells that used to be part of a merge. The safest way is select the column or columns affected, then select blanks only. Once only blanks are selected, enter a formula that points to the cell above, then confirm it for all selected blanks. After that, convert formulas to values, so the column is stable. This creates a proper table where every row carries its own category, department, region, or whatever the label represents. That's exactly what Excel wants for sorting, filtering, and pivot tables. One trade-off is the sheet no longer looks like grouped blocks, but you can recreate that grouped look using borders, shading, or conditional formatting without merging anything. Next step. Now let's keep the layout, starting with the most common case, a centered header across multiple columns. People merge cells to center a title. The better tool is Center Across Selection. It visually centers text across selected columns, but the cells remain separate, so sorting and tables still work. You'll find it in Format Cells under Alignment. Choose Horizontal Alignment, then Center Across Selection. The title looks the same as Unmerge, but the grid stays intact. This is the single best replacement for most pretty header merges. It also behaves better when you copy and paste, and it doesn't create weird selection behavior. If you use templates, switching to Center Across Selection once can prevent years of sorting errors. It's formatting, not structure, and that distinction is what keeps Excel happy. Next step. What about merges used for section labels, like Q1 spanning multiple columns, or a banded row that acts like a divider? You can keep that design without merges by using a dedicated label column, or by using formatting across the row. For example, put the section name in the first column, then apply a fill color and border across the entire row. If you need the text to appear centered across several columns, again, Center Across Selection works. If the label is vertical space, use row height and padding like white space, not merges. The main idea is that your data region should be a true rectangle, one header row, then consistent columns. Decorative elements can live above the table, or in separate rows that you don't include in sorting. Keeping a clean boundary between report decoration and data table prevents the error from coming back. Next step. Sometimes you can't unmerge everything because the sheet is a printed style report and stakeholders insist it stays identical. In that case, you can still sort, just not inside the merged layout. The workaround is to create a clean helper table. Copy the data region into a new area or new sheet, making sure there are no merges. Then fill down any implied labels so each row is complete. Do your sort, filter, or pivot table work there. Finally, if you need the report to reflect the sorted order, you can bring results back using lookups or by regenerating the report from the clean table. This approach is common in finance and operations reporting, one sheet for data, one for presentation. It's not extra work long-term. It's a structure that prevents constant breakage every time someone sorts or filters. Next step. A hidden cause of the error is merge cells that aren't even in the columns you're sorting. This happens when you select a range that accidentally includes a merged title row, a side note column, or a blank-looking area with formatting. Excel then tries to sort a larger block than you intended, and it hits the merge. The fix is simple but important. Always define the exact table range. If your data has headers, start from the header row and include only the columns that belong to the table. Avoid selecting entire columns unless you're sure there are no merges anywhere in those columns. If your dataset is meant to behave like a database table, convert it to an Excel table after unmerging. Tables enforce consistent structure and make sorting safer. They also make formulas and formatting much more predictable. Next step. Let's cover a few edge cases that trip people up. First, merged cells inside a header row can block sorting if the header spans multiple columns that are part of the table. Replace those with Center Across Selection, or split the header into two rows with clear column names. Second, merged cells that span multiple rows are especially dangerous because they hide missing values. After unmerge, you must decide whether to fill down or leave blanks intentionally. Third, if you have multi-level headers, sorting still works, but only if the actual column labels are in one consistent header row. Fourth, watch out for merged cells created by copy-pasting from Word or PDFs. Those imports often bring merges and odd alignment. A quick Find Merge Cells pass after importing can save you a lot of confusion later. Next step. After you've unmerged and filled down, do a quick validation so you trust the result. Start by sorting on a simple column, like a date or an ID, and confirm the rows stay intact. Then filter a few columns and check that categories still match the right records. If the sheet is used for totals, recheck a couple of key sums. Unmerging itself doesn't change numbers, but filling down can change how subtotals behave if you previously relied on blanks. If you plan to use pivot tables, confirm every column has a header, and there are no completely blank columns inside the table. Finally, consider adding light formatting to restore readability. Banded rows, borders, and consistent alignment. These give you the report feel without merges. The result is a sheet that looks clean and also behaves like real data. Next step. To keep this problem from returning, adopt one rule. Merge cells belong in decoration zones, not inside data tables. Use center across selection for titles. Use a label column plus formatting for section breaks. And if you need grouped visuals, use outlines, filters, or pivot tables instead of merges. When someone sends you a merge template, your cleanup workflow is find merges, unmerge in the data region, fill down implied labels, then convert to a table. That's it. It takes a few minutes, and it pays off every time you need to sort, filter, or analyze. If you want, share your preference in the comments. Do you usually replace merges with center across selection, or do you rebuild the layout with borders and shading? A or B? And if this kind of Excel cleanup saves you time, subscribe for more practical fixes like this. I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.